Hello, everyone. I want to share with you something that's very powerful that brought so many miracles to my life. It is called Ho'oponopono. If you never heard of it, please listen and learn about it because you can change your whole world just by practicing Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono, the most important part about it is for you to really understand that it is you. You take responsibility for everything that happened in your life. The minute you take responsibility for everything that happened in your life, the good and the bad, then you are able to create the miracles. And I want to share with you something. This is probably about 12, 13 years ago, uh, maybe 10 years ago, 11 years ago, something like that. I, um, I had hard time with my mother growing up. And I always felt that she wanna put me down. I couldn't speak because my life started at 14 years old, being taken from school with machine guns and getting married to a man that was way older than me. And abuse started. And life wasn't easy. So much abuse, what it does to you, it bring you down. It bring you down, your self-esteem. You just don't think you are good enough. You're not worthy of nothing. You always feel so bad about yourself. And one day, my whole world had changed, my whole world, and I start to look at life differently, like something. I was in the middle of my family room, and there was an enlightenment to my mind. Something happened, something overtook me, and I was like, in shock of how my life could be changed. And I saw a light, I was inside this box, and all of a sudden I am so happy, so excited about life and about, I had some, with my excitement, there was some resentment to so many things that happened in my life, and how I was falling in control by other people, how everybody else, how I got molded to please everybody else. So I start to listen to some spiritual people. I found a channel on the internet, and I started to listen to it. And the first thing that happened was this man was talking, and I'm not sure who it was. I'm not sure if it's Joe Vitale or if it was, I don't think it was Joe Vitale. I got to Joe Vitale later, but I think it was a medium from England. He was telling his story, and he was different, but his mom was always put him down and make him feel not good about himself, the way she treated him. He wasn't good enough for her. So, and then he shared a story about Ho'oponopono and how it changed his life. At that moment, I really wasn't that involved with Ho'oponopono. My mental, my level, my uh, knowledge, my wisdom wasn't that far yet. I just was coming out of the box. And at that time, when you're coming out of the box, it is not the same, right? So I decided I'm gonna do it. And he said it took him two weeks, and he sat in meditation, and he will just do it at least 20 minutes a day. And every day he would put his mother and the chair in front of him was white light, and he will just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, I thank you. So I started to do that. So I usually meditate in the morning, and I sat in meditation, and I saw myself going through this cave, and I had my mother right on a pedestal, and there was white light surrounding her, and I was doing Ho'oponopono. In the beginning, I got upset. What the heck I am doing? I'm sorry, I never done nothing to her. She is the one that always tried to put me down. But you know what? If you don't take responsibility of what has happened, you can never change nothing. This is the key. You take responsibility for what is going on in your life. So I had to remember I had to do something for her to be upset. So something about me. But what I wanted, I want that, I'm coming to a new life, a new understanding, a new vision. I'm kind of releasing a lot of the old stuff, moving from an old paradigm to a new paradigm. And I just was at the point, I don't want to be controlled by nothing. I want to feel good. I want to feel peaceful. That moment of enlightenment that hit me, it hit me right. I'm standing up and boom, it hit me. It made me feel so good. I want to be at that place. Now I understand that place is a zero place, the zero place. When you are at the zero place with no resistance, this is when things start to show up, right? And things start to change, and this is where the miracles happen. So it is all in the resistance, right? So in the beginning, I was resistant. How can I do this? I didn't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. Then I remembered this man kept doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care. I'm going to try and I'm going to really do it. So I kept saying that over and over every day. I added a nighttime meditation. And after the first 2, 3 days, I start to feel different. And that resistance was going away. And I find that um, I got more mellow. I start to see things differently. And I let go. I just was at that space where I felt so good. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not resistant no more. It's, you have to think of it as a thread of energy. You hold in one side and the other person holding the other. Now, if you both keep holding and pulling, you know what? There is always going to be a friction. So the important part is to let go of that, to let go of that. And 2 weeks later, I went up to visit. I forgot about it. I was feeling good. This is all what I want. I want to feel good. That's all, right? Um, so I went up to see them, and they lived about 20 minutes away. So I went to see my parents, and I went down from the car, and there is a Lebanese music and Lebanese guys singing, and that song was awesome. So I was dancing and singing and twirling around the room. And all of a sudden, my mom stood up. All of a sudden, she stood up and she clapped her hands and she said, I wish your brothers and sister are as a quarter of a quarter like you. I stopped in my spot and I'm like, could that be? My mother never said nothing nice about me. I was ugly when I was little. No man ever gonna marry me. I was bad. I got divorced. I left my ex and I ran away, and they didn't care. They only care about what people gonna say. So I kind of brought shame to the family. And in those days, nobody ever got divorced. Probably I was the first one ever, right? But anyway, um, the important part, I stopped and I'm like, could that be? I was shocked. So she saw I was shocked. She said, yes, I wish your brothers and sisters are as a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of a quarter like you. At that moment, I understood what was happening. Ho'oponopono was helping me letting go of resistance, of a pain, of grief, of anger, of any low emotions. When I let go of all the emotions, my energy rised. When my energy rised, I cannot be the scapegoat in the family no more. I learned to speak up for myself. And before I even spoke up for myself, the energy, you don't even have to. The energy is right there. The energy is right there. And if the human being can't resist it and can't see it, the soul can't, right? Ho'oponopono is a lot more than that. At that time, at that day, I was 45 years old. My mom got up and she hugged me and she held my face in her hands and she kissed me 1, 2, 3. And she said, I love you. That was the first time I heard that word out of her mouth. Because when I was little, I used to think, because she keeps saying, this girl is so ugly. No man will ever marry her. She took all my power away. When that changed with Ho'oponopono, this is the first miracle I have experienced with Ho'oponopono. I feel all of you need to learn more about it. I am sorry, please forgive me. Yes, I am sorry. I am sorry for hanging on to the resistance. I'm sorry that I couldn't let go. I'm sorry to myself for all the baggage and all the stuff I brought in with me. If maybe from childhood, maybe from past life. I was beaten down. So I this person showed up in my life as my mother so she can bring me to that point where I can stop and say, I deserve to be better. I deserve a peace. I deserve to love myself. So I'm sorry to me for allowing other people to step on me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, Yola. Please forgive me for what I allowed others to do to you. It is all my responsibility, right? I didn't take care of myself. I didn't love myself enough. I love you and I thank you. And what you do, you move that anabolic energy to catabolic energy. And it's just beautiful and no one can resist it. So I'm going to ask you to really give yourself a chance to really love yourself enough to say Ho'oponopono in a meditation. I go for a walk every morning, a whole hour. And a whole hour, I'm doing Ho'oponopono. A whole hour. I don't know what I am doing it on. Sometimes we don't even know. Unconscious, it's releasing what is unconsciously in my mind. What I came with memories to this world with, and what I inherited from others around me growing up. And you too, it's the same thing. So I am going to share more because miracles after miracles after miracles happen with Ho'oponopono. And I use it with my sessions when I am doing a chakra session or when I am doing any kind of healing session or when I am moving energy out of the body. Ho'oponopono I'm doing deep in my heart for me and for you. I hope you try it and I hope you tell me your story. Tell me what happened. I will love to hear it. Namaste for now.